So it's me, your boy, the man, NJ to the city, once again on this blessed and gifted Fantastic Tuesday with the Lord. Let's get into it. So I'm over here once again, watching YouTube as I'm a YouTuber, as you know, because that's exactly where this video is being posted to after I'm done filming it. Watching ESPN, watching segments of First Take, and so on and so on. Like I think I've said in other videos, one of the top things that I wish that I would talk so much more about, because I love sports, I wish I would talk about football more, than what I'm doing. Because I know there's so much more football. Like, I really, the way, how much I'm not saying I have everything figured out with, my analysis of football this year, but I'm saying that it's the fact being, I should be giving, if not a daily analysis, I should be giving definitely weekly analysis, and I feel like I haven't been doing that much this season, so forgive me for not, doing it. But you know what a better question is, or a better statement is, I've been giving weekly analysis, I just ain't been doing it on YouTube. I've been doing it on Twitter. I've been broadcasting it all on Twitter. My Twitter, NJ to the city. That's where I've been giving all my weekly analysis of football games, of players, and more, and so on. But I need to do it more on, video for YouTube, because, again, not only do I love talking, dare I say, but I definitely love giving smart, articulate analysis of things, let alone football, for God's sakes, dare I say, God darn sakes. Okay, so, with that being said, the 2020 NFL mock draft, 5 QBs in the first round. So, last year, it's so funny, because last year, I thought last year was supposed to be the, year of the quarterbacks. And the reason why I thought last year was supposed to be the year of the quarterbacks is because literally before the draft they had supposedly I think the last two quarterbacks on this list was Jake Fromm and Jacob Eason. They had them, if not going in the okay, if not going in the first round, they had them going in the second round. Those guys dropped all the way down to, fourth and fifth round picks instead. And I don't want to hear no garbage about, oh, because this and that, the pro days, or this and that, the combine. Forget that. That says these same GMs, as I've said 100 trillion times, they will never get it. Stop judging these guys off pro days. Stop judging these guys off of combine performance. Screw that. You don't want to win. Look at the freaking tape and tell me if this guy a baller or not. Draft him off of the dang tape. And that's what I mean when I'm trying to alleviate the people. That's one of the reasons why I look forward to one day owning my own team, or being the GM of my own team, yada, 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 and so on. Because I swear to you, God, my judge and witness on this. I swear to you, it's not that hard to build a Super Bowl winning caliber team. You just have to find the right players with the right mentality, and who will put in the right teamwork and run the right plays, design the right schemes, and always make the right adjustments when it seems like, what you've been doing isn't working. It definitely takes work, but trust me, that work is all worth it when you're the one holding that Lombardi. It's all worth it. So it's all worth it. And I think everybody can rationally, mutually, 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, agree on that. So the point there is, ladies and gentlemen, is that last year I thought it was supposed to be the year of the quarterbacks, and then it turns out it was not. It was the year of, I think, 3, if not 4 quarterbacks going in the first round. Only difference is, if it wasn't for Green Bay, Jordan Love would have slipped to the second round, etc. Which still probably where he should have went, but okay. And so on. But I thought it was going to be the year of the quarterbacks with I guess 7 to 8 quarterbacks going in the first round, I think. If that math is right about the list that I saw of, like, Joe, Justin, Tua, Joe, Justin, Tua, Jordan, Jacob, and Jake. Yeah, 6 if not 7. I'm pretty sure there's another couple quarterbacks on that list that I left off. So 6 if not 7. But you get the point. It was supposed to be definitely the year that, we had back in 2018, year of the quarterbacks, and so on. So, but this year is definitely going to be a year of the quarterbacks, undoubtedly, I think, phenomenally, because these quarterbacks are playing out of their freaking minds. Kyle Trask playing out of his mind. Zach Wilson is definitely going to be a second-round pick. I would say so. Justin Fields been playing out of his mind. Trey Lance, look at what he's been doing. Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Ian Book, Jerry Garantano, Tanner Morgan, Brock Purdy, KJ Costello. These are the quarterbacks that I have jotted down. The problem with some of these quarterbacks is that KJ Costello, I'm pretty sure if he can stay in college an extra year, he has to do that, because his draft stock is definitely tanked to where if he got drafted, it would definitely be day 3. it would definitely be day 3. His draft stock actually absolutely tanked because after the LSU win, they just fell off a cliff, etc. You know, Brock Purdy to another extent. I don't know what he's been doing with Iowa State this year, but I don't. But whatever he's been doing, I don't see any big news about him just, putting up video game numbers or just lighting it up in general, doing like what Kyle Trask is doing. I think 4 straight games with 4 TDs, so on and so on. Tanner Morgan, like my grades on Tanner Morgan and Brock Purdy are they are definitely day 3 quarterbacks, if not day 2 quarterbacks. And my dog wants me to take her out. Either that or my dog was just moaning just to be moaning. And so on. Like, because I've done it before where I take my dog out, and next thing I know, 5 minutes later, she's still moaning, like, take me out again, or just wants some more attention. God bless her soul. But as I was saying, so, KJ Costello, I can assure you that my biggest and best opinion on that is he will hopefully stay in college next year because, again, after LSU, they fell off a cliff, and he ain't looked the same since. Brock Purdy and Tanner Morgan, I don't know what they've been doing in the Big 12, right? The Big 12 this year, but I think they're probably going to be day 3 quarterbacks. Jarrett Cantano, he's not getting drafted. I'm sorry. He's not getting drafted. I got that gut feeling. He's not getting drafted. And the reason why is because similar to Felipe Franks, which I can't believe I didn't play his name on here. Similar to Felipe Franks, ladies and gentlemen, when you look up Felipe Franks highlights, the only time that he looks good is when he's throwing like pretty much wide open people. That's literally the only time he looks good. Other than that, he's inaccurate. He can't read defenses, and he's literally throwing the ball straight to the defenders. Ladies and gentlemen, Felipe Franks is an athlete. Other than that, he's not accurate. He's not going to be a great passer. He's there with all the arm strength, but he has no accuracy with it. Only time the highlights that I saw last night while watching Thinking Out Loud on SEC Network, the highlights I saw, that was once again him throwing to pretty much wide open people. Wide open people. Other than that, Felipe Franks is still who I knew and thought he was coming in. He's still a big body, inaccurate passer that's similar to what I saw Cam Newton do last night on Monday Night Football. You have to throw a bunch of checkdowns because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere because you can't test defenses. You're not accurate enough to test defenses consistently enough. That's why I say God bless Cam Newton, but Cam Newton has never been and probably will never be, if you were to personally ask me, my analyst opinion, no one has to agree with it, he will never be a elite passer. That's just not in him. God bless Tebow, but vice versa, maybe, or at least when Tebow first got in the league, he was definitely not an accurate passer, etc. Or not a consistently accurate passer, etc. And I'm telling you, Cam Newton is continuously show the same attributes of he shows flashes, but then other than that, he has to throw a bunch of checkdowns to get anywhere, etc. God bless his soul. I hope he definitely sticks and stays in the league continuously. But the problem is, they have, New England has to, dare I even say, they definitely have to design better game plans around Cam Newton and his receivers, let alone his run game. Because if they don't design better schemes, better game plans, etc., if they don't do that, then they're not going anywhere. You're not going to the Super Bowl, or you're definitely not winning it. And that's reserved for Tom Brady, probably, etc. And I want people to understand, Kyle Trask playing out of his mind. I do not believe Kyle Trask will be drafted to Chicago. I think that's reserved for Justin Fields. Top reason why I believe that's reserved for Justin Fields because they need to make up for the mistake in 2017 drafting Mitchell Trubisky. They need to make up for that mistake. And no offense to Mr. Trubisky fan camp, the problem is you didn't just draft him. You didn't just draft him. Top 3. You drafted him. You moved up to number 2 to draft this kid. Number 2. I don't understand how Ryan Pace isn't fired yet. I don't understand how he hasn't been fired yet. You didn't just draft him top 3. You moved up an extra pick to draft this kid. God bless Trubisky, but Trubisky doesn't. He's the same thing as quite a few of these other quarterbacks. They're not consistently accurate, and they don't show signs of being a game-changer, playmaker quarterback that you can count on in clutch moments. They just don't show that unless the defense isn't playing defense and they're leaving people wide open. Other than that, they're not going to be able to consistently test defenses. God bless Trubisky's fan camp, but that is, again, God bless my, opinion of him. But again, yeah, I think Justin Fields is a surefire lock to go to Chicago. I think that's the game changer playmaker they totally need in Chicago. They need a guy like Justin Fields. Trust me, that is your franchise savior for the next 10 years, let alone, 20, right? Whenever he retires. That is your next game changer playmaker. The Saints need to stop fooling themselves on what's the kid's name? uh, um, the guy that keep using his offensive weapon. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name after saying it so many times. Okay, I forgot his name. But stop fooling yourself on him. Stop. You know, you need a guy like Zach Wilson, an absolute dual threat, game-changing playmaker. That is a great guy. That is a great successor. That is a great successor behind Drew Brees and the Saints. You need a guy like Zach Wilson from BYU. That is absolutely who you need. And definitely, you can take him day 2 as a steal. Absolutely. That's who the Saints absolutely need, a dual threat, game-changing playmaker. Taysom Hill. Yeah, Taysom Hill. He's not gonna get it. I'm sorry. I don't know why you would even compare him to Steve Young. The guy doesn't even look the fit of being Steve Young if you were to ask me. You need a guy like Zach Wilson. Or let them both battle it out. Zach Wilson versus Taysom Hill. My money's on Zach Wilson. You know, etc. The guy plays basketball on grass. Taysom Hill, I don't know what he's gonna do for you, but I'm telling you, he's not the quarterback you think he is or wanna tell yourself that he is. Now, my thing about Kyle Trask versus Mac Jones, they're both, you know, in-state guys. You know, Kyle Trask being at the University of Florida and Mac Jones being directly from Jacksonville, Mandarin area, who went to bowls, etc. I promise to God, those are two guys accompanied with Justin Fields if a team like Chicago doesn't get him. I'm sorry. I love Jake Luton. I love Gardner Minshew. But unless we can magically win enough games to get us out of a top 5 slot within the rest of this season, I'm sorry. We have to draft somebody else. I love Gardner Minshew. I love Jake Luton. But I promise you, this draft class is too full of quarterbacks, let alone those 3 that I can name in Fields, Jones, and Trask. It's too full of quarterbacks. You got to draft somebody. You have to. Especially Mac Jones. Hometown product, come on. You got to draft somebody. You got to. You have to. You can't just, I mean, I'm sorry, but you have no other choice. You have to, you got to. You totally have to. And I would hate to trade Garner. I would totally hate to do that, but you got to do something. You got to do something. And you definitely can't go wrong whether you're drafting Kyle, whether you're drafting Mac, whether you're drafting Justin. You can't go wrong with any of those 3 prospects. You just can't go wrong with them. You cannot go wrong with them whatsoever. God bless. You can't go wrong with them. But the Jaguars, unless they can get themselves out of a top 5 slot or whatever they can magically do with the rest of the season, unless they can get themselves out of that bundle, I'm sorry. You know, the evidence is there. You're gonna have to draft somebody. But don't worry, a new regime will probably come in and do that, because I don't see Doug Marrone and Caldwell surviving the rest of the season. Just don't see it. Sorry, I don't see how you can. You dismantled your Jacksonville defense, and you gave Gardner no defense to work with. I love the young guys that we got, or at least I love Shaq Quarterman, and I love Shaq Quarterman, Oakleaf grad. Of course, I love him, and I love C.J. Henderson, but the problem is, I don't understand how and I've literally made other videos about this. How did the Jaguars, how on God's green earth did the Jaguars think that they were that good of a team that could win with all young defense? I mean, you thought the Jaguars were that God knows what, because a lot of the words I can put there. You really thought that you could win with an all young defense. Now, it can happen, it has been done before, but the Jaguars, I can't believe they thought they were that good where they could win with all young defense. Man, please. Whatever movement you think you had going, whatever youth movement, that was, dare I say, that was indoctrination. Whatever youth movement you thought you had, that was indoctrination. I'm sorry. And I mean negative indoctrination to the highest extent. Because I mean, you got rid of so many playmakers, and this is what you got, a 1-7 record. They want to say you weren't tanking. More coming soon. I don't know if I'll post this or I'll redo it if I, I don't know if I'll post it or redo it, but I got definitely more analysis coming soon. Your boy, the man, NJ to the city, as always. God bless. Peace.